And we are back in the building, back with some more boxing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and all that good stuff. Now, guys, we're talking about two of the best fighters on the planet right now. First of all, Terence Crawford, who is coming off of the biggest win of his career over his welterweight arch nemesis in Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. You guys know that fight took place back in July. I think it was July the 29th to be exact. Terence Crawford, in a highly anticipated showdown, stopped Errol Spence Jr. in the 9th round in a fight that a lot of us thought would be extremely competitive. I did pick Terence Crawford to win the fight, but I thought that, it would be more of a back and forth type of deal. But it wind up being a one-sided event. He wind up basically battering and deep frying the big fish. So shouts out once again to Terence Crawford and his team for such a spectacular win. Now, the other fighter we're talking about, of course, who's considered to be the face of boxing in a lot of circles, is Canelo Alvarez, who's coming off of a big win back on September the 30th. Against Jermell Lions Only Charlo. You guys know that was an undisputed versus undisputed matchup where Jermell Charlo jumped up 2 weight classes, daring to be great, trying to become undisputed in a second weight class. Now, we know how that fight turned out. It was pretty much one-sided, just like the Terence Crawford fight. It was a unanimous decision. Canelo wasn't able to stop Jermell, but he did drop Jermell. I think it was the 7th round, and he pummeled Jermell a lot in that fight. And I remember Canelo Alvarez at the final press conference talking about what animal he needs to be to defeat a lion, and he was that animal. I don't know what animal that is, but he was the animal on fight night. So if you guys know what animal can defeat a lion, you guys can let me know about that in the comment section. Now, here's the thing. You guys know Terence Crawford is looking to face Canelo Alvarez in an undisputed matchup. He's looking to be undisputed in a 3rd weight class, and he has his eyes set on Canelo. And he went back and pulled up an interview that Canelo did with Fight Hub TV, and talking about, being willing to face Errol Spence Jr. At 160 pounds. And he questions that. He questions that, why would, you be willing to face Errol, but you won't be willing to face me. So I'm going to read what he said here in a tweet that he dropped with the video. He dropped that video with a tweet with some things he had to say. So he says here, LOL, what's y'all thoughts on at Canelo saying he can make a fight with Spence at 160, but for me, he can say I can't make the weight. Wouldn't make a difference, just a thought, a laughing emoji. So let's talk about this. As you can see, Terence Crawford is poking the bear because he really wants that fight. And I do like the energy coming from Terence Crawford because it's not every day you see a fighter who is willing to, do great things. We're used to seeing in this era fighters trying to take the easy route, and he's not trying to take the easy route. He wants to face the best competition. And who else is better right now than Canelo Alvarez besides himself? And maybe I would say Naoya Inoue. I have Terence Crawford at number 1 pound for pound. I have Inoue at number 2. And right now I have Canelo Alvarez at number 3. But anyway, let's talk about it, because this is a complex situation. It's not really just cut black and white. And I know a lot of people probably going to see it that way because that's just the nature of the boxing fans. That's just the nature of YouTube channels, boxing YouTube channels in general. Now, in Canelo Alvarez's defense, when he did this interview with Fight Hub TV, I think it was back in 2020, so that was, a few years ago, and he had just got to 168. I think he was getting ready to face off against Rocky Fielding. And you guys know, your body changes. Maybe he was able to make that 160 then, but now that he's pretty much acclimated to 168 and it's been some years now, he might not be able to squeeze down to 160. So I will say that in his defense. Now, here's the thing. Terence Crawford, he's willing to actually go all the way up to 168 to face Canelo Alvarez in his weight class. And we've heard Canelo Alvarez say that, that's not part of the plan. This fight does nothing for him. He wouldn't get any credit for this. And I have to strongly disagree with him not getting credit for facing Terence Crawford. And I'm going to make my point here, guys, make my case for why I think he should get credit for fighting Terence Crawford. And here's the thing. Terence Crawford is not your ordinary fighter. He's one of those guys. He's an anomaly. He is I would say he's the pound for pound king. He's the best fighter on the planet. The skill set is his skill set is incredible. And I think Canelo Alvarez, who wants to be seen as the best fighter in the world, if he's able to defeat Terence Crawford, he gets back in that spot, in my opinion. I think he would get all the credit in the world. I know some people aren't going to want to give him the credit, but of course there's going to be people who, hate on Canelo Alvarez no matter what he does. There's going to be that element in the sport. But I think Terence Crawford not being the ordinary fighter, I think he should get all the credit in the world if he defeats Terence Crawford, in my opinion. I do want this fight. I do understand where some people are coming from, where they think that Canelo Alvarez should face someone in his weight class because he hasn't really defended the titles against anyone in his weight class yet. David Benavidez being that guy that a lot of people want to see Canelo Alvarez face. And I do want Benavidez to get a shot, but I am so intrigued by this Terence Crawford equation with him, going to try to become undisputed in a third weight class. Could you imagine if he was able to pull this off? You'd have to call him TBE. You'd have to. As much as I am a huge fan of Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., if Terence Crawford pulls this off, he's one of the greatest of all times. If the fight is to take place, I don't know if it's ever going to take place, if Canelo will change his mind or not, but I think there is a case to be made for him to fight Terence Crawford. He's not your ordinary fighter. He's the best fighter on the planet. And if you beat the best fighter on the planet, you become the best fighter on the planet. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about what Bud had to say. Do you think Canelo Alvarez should take this fight? If he does take this fight at 168, who do you think would win the fight? Do you think there'll be a knockout? Do you think Canelo would be too strong for Terence Crawford? Do you think the skill set of Crawford would offset the power? You guys let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.